What is good, YouTube? Welcome back to the channel. I am Odd Talks and Gaming. Today I'm going to bring to you my YCS Niagara Cyber Angel deck profile. In my opinion, this is going to be the best deck at YCS Niagara. I also feel like for this format in general, this is probably one of the best decks that Konami themselves are trying to make into the best deck of the format, and I don't think there's a soul in the world that would disagree with me on this. I think this deck is insane now with so many of the meta cards getting hit and this deck going untouched. I think that this deck is just incredible. So yeah, without further ado, we're going to jump right into this. This is my personal list for what I would play Cyber Angels as. There's a Flip Angel deck that I would also recommend to you, made by Ursus. He plays it a lot, and he's a very good pilot of that deck. And yeah, with that list, you can go for either or, but this is the list I highly recommend for you to try the deck out with, go to the YCS with, and just perform with, you know? I think it's very good. But the deck is really interesting. If you don't know, we play the skill called Ritual Ceremony. What this skill does is that you reveal a ritual monster from your hand, and then you add a ritual spell from your deck that can special summon it. So, or a ritual spell from your deck that's listed in here or something like that. Yeah, something like that. What's it say? Whose name is listed on the ritual monster. So, this Cyber Angel Ritual, Machine Angel Ritual. So, yeah, that's how it goes. Azana is your boss monster of the deck. It's a level 8 fairy ritual monster light with 2500 attack, 2600 defense. When it's summoned to the field, your opponent gets to send one card on in their spell and trap cards onto the graveyard of their choice. It's not proc Waking the Dragon. And then not only that, if it destroys a monster by battle and sends it to the graveyard, it can attack again. And then once per turn, if your opponent activates a card or effect that targets a Cyber Angel ritual monster you control, you can quick effect shuffle ritual monster from your graveyard into your deck, and if you do, you get to destroy one card on your opponent's side of the field. This is non-targeting, so that's very good. And so yeah, this card itself just does 3 different things. And yeah, it's just really good for the deck. It's a very strong boss monster, and it's very obvious that they're trying to make this into our best deck of the format. The next card is a card that's at 2 in the regular TCG. This is Cyber Angel Ben 10. Ben 10, if you don't know, when it's tributed, you get to search your deck for a light fairy monster from your deck to your hand. So if you tribute it, say, for the ritual summon of Edaton, you get to search your deck for like Sanji, Azana, another Edaton. It's just a really good card in general. Not only that, but it has a weird little effect while it's on the field that says when it destroys a monster by battle, you inflict damage to your opponent equal to the monster that destroys defense. So that could be very good if you're in a grind match and you know that you can go for game through bird damage with this card. The other card in this deck is Cyber Angel Edaton. This card's really cool. When it's summoned, you can add a ritual spell from your deck or graveyard to your hand, which in my opinion is so good. You get to keep your resources from your Machine Angel ritual. You don't have to always grab them from deck, so you can ritual summon later if you really need to. And also, if this card is tributed, you can make all ritual monsters you control gain 1000 attack and defense. So if you have, say, a Ben 10 and an Azana on the field, and you ritual summon with this card, or you ritual summon this card to bring out the Azana, you can make it both the Ben 10 and the Azana gain 1000 life points. Or if you use 2 Edaton to summon out 1 Azana, it will gain 2000 attack points. So that's very good as well. Sanji is the searcher of the deck. You get all your, you get all your Cyber Angels just by summoning this card, and then you're proccing with your skill, you get to add your ritual spell. It's just a really nice card to have. And then we're opting to play a card that's at 3 now, DD Warrior Lady. Because we're playing DD Warrior Lady at 3, we can't play Breaker the Magical Warrior, we can't play Book of Moon, we can't play Cosmic Cyclone, and we can't play Metaverse. And the reason why is because all those cards are at 3, and we're deciding that we want to play DD Warrior Lady at 3. If you want, you can cut DD Warrior Lady to 2, play any of those cards if you feel like it, but I honestly feel like you should play DD Warrior Lady this format, at least in your Cyber Angel deck. The Machine Angel Ritual is really good. Like I said before, you get to ritual summon one of your Cyber Angel cards from your hand by attributing monsters from your hand or field whose level is equal than or more than the level of the monster you're trying to summon, and then that will summon the monster. Not only that, but it also has a graveyard effect that says if a light monster you control would be destroyed by battle or card effect while this card's in the graveyard, you can banish this card instead. And that's the reason why I feel like the DD Warrior Lady and Senjus are really good in this deck, because this can protect these as well as your ritual monsters, because it just has to be a light monster. I find that really, really nice. And then you play 3 Floodgate Trap holes since we're not playing Book, and also because this deck is just very powerful, this format. This card here just kind of shuts down the Cyber Angel strategy in general. So if you're not playing Cyber Angel and you want to side against it, or just have the main deck there just for this, Floodgate Trap hole is a really good answer to it. And it's a floodgate, really. Like, you floodgate the monster to the opponent's side of the field. It can't change its battle position, and yeah, it just stops it right there in its tracks. It really does stop this deck. And yeah, if your Azana gets summoned and you floodgate it, or say your opponent summons an Azana and you floodgate it, you can actually send the floodgate you activated off of Azana's effect to the graveyard. So that's really nice in itself. For the side deck, we're actually playing the 1 of Jinzo, because this card just went to 1. Because of this, we can't play Zoma the Spirit, we can't play Foolish Burial, and we can't play Reinforcements of the Army. So we're opting to play Jinzo because, again, Floodgate Trap Hole is just a savage card, and it stops this deck at its tracks. Same with Mind Crush, which we're playing at 2 in the side deck for the mirror match. And this card just stops both of these cards, because these cards really do hinder the deck. So having this here is really nice. Like I said, Mind Crush is here just for the Cyber Angel deck. Any deck that really adds any card to hand, this card is just very good for. And then I think Lava Golem is a really good card to be having inside for this deck, just because your Izana can gain the 1,000 attack points off the Edaton tribute for it. And so it becomes a 3,500 beater after you successfully destroyed 2 cards on your opponent's side of the field, or tributed it. Obviously, you can't summon this the same turn as each other, but if you have DD Warrior Lady, doesn't even matter. So yeah, that's kind of the answer there. Soul Release is another card I think is going to be very good this format, just because you're getting cards out of your opponent's graveyard. Particularly, we're talking about Cyber Angel right now, so you can hit this. I also think that Skull Servant and Relinquished are 2 very good decks that are going to more than likely see some sort of play in this current format. So I think Soul Release is just a really good tech to have in your side deck, at least for right now. This format's still developing, and so this side deck can easily change before then. And then we have the Noble Man of Crossout. This is more so for the Flip Angel deck, or anybody who's opting to play the DD Warrior Ladies at 3. So if you're noticing your opponent's on DD Warrior Lady, you can side this in and then banish the DD Warrior Lady. Of course, you're not going to be banishing any of the other DD Warrior Ladies from your opponent's deck because they're not flip effects, but you're still getting rid of it, so you don't have to banish off your Azana. So yeah, this is a really good card. And then we got our Awaken the Dragon bluffs. One of the big things to keep in mind in this format is that, Breaker, Cosmic, and Jinzo are all hit, so having there's not a lot of spell and trap card hate this format outside of Dust Tornado and Night Beam, so Waking the Dragon just kind of lost power because of that. It's still a good card, don't get me wrong, it's still a very good card, but I don't think it's as powerful as what it has been in the last few formats. So yeah, if you guys enjoy this type of content, and if you like me, make sure you subscribe, make sure you leave a like on this video. If you have any thoughts on this deck, make sure you leave a comment in the comment section down below. And above all else, I want you to have a great day, and I'll see you guys next time. Bye-bye.